Hello and welcome to a new playthrough of Star Trek Resurgence. So this game I saw come out on Steam, and it's a telltale style kind of choices matter, and you kind of, it's a little bit point and clicky, and you have to like do a lot of dialogue and things like that. It sounded kind of interesting. I do love me a bit of Star Trek as well, so I thought we'd check it out. I know nothing really else about the game other than that, so we're going to jump in straight away and just see what it's like. So I have, like you can see, I have not even begun this game once before, so I'm jumping in kind of blind. So I'm hoping it's a good game, and because I do love the old Telltale games. Relationships and events that you are about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. Lovely. I love that. Makes you really care about the decisions you end up making. I'm hoping the audio levels will be alright, because I've only tested them slightly with the menu music, so we'll have to wait and see.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute.
The art style and everything.
Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Not looking good. Oh. What a catch.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little
okay.
shuttles
1, 2, and 3
are the worst.
Don't close your eyes.
Here's a tip. Don't close your eyes. You'd think that would make it easier, but it only makes it worse. Look out the window, pick a star, and just focus on that.
I'll give it a try.
There you go. We're going to be friendly in what we say. What a weird smile.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
I think the dialogue audio might be a little bit quiet. So once we're through this cutscene, I'm gonna play around with it and make sure it sounds right. It's already giving me really strong Telltale vibes. And you know what? I quite like, it's not like perfect graphics, but I like the vibe of it so far. I just hope it's not too buggy. Oh, okay, perfect. So we're in. Let me just check the audios and make sure it's all okay. Alright, the audio actually sounded pretty good. Let me know in the comments if that if you can't hear, and I'll see if I can change that around for like the next video and stuff. Oh, this is cool. So you've got so we're obviously going to play as two different people, and then we're going to have people that we interact with along the way. He was grateful for the helpful guidance. Okay, so we walk with Wazda.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
She moves a little sluggish. A bit slow.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20.
Show off.
Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough. But you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
We're gonna be nice. We're gonna have a nice playthrough where we're a very pleasant person.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
Might need to change the sensitivity. Feels all a little bit sluggish.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
The pleasure is mine, Ensign...
Paul Calloway.
Good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
If anything, us being nice to him probably is making him feel way more worse about everything that's just happened. But we're gonna do a really sickly sweet, because everyone's so nice in Star Trek usually. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's
Commander.
Kind of the vibe. So we're gonna be like super nice and try and do the best that we can. And if I enjoy the game, I might come back through and do a absolutely horrible person playthrough. Who knows? But for now, we're doing a super friendly.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Okay, thank you, because I have no idea what a blue is. I see a blue guy over there. We're going to make our way around. I don't think we can get through that way. Oh, someone with green skin then. What's this?
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
4 whole docks.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
I do love the replicators. I love the idea of just being able to say
Excuse
whatever
me.
you want. It's just there. It's amazing, isn't it? Buongiorno.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander?
Walk and talk with me.
I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us.
It's a bit
right now.
bumpy.
I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before.
That guy's got lobes on him. His ears are like super
We're
long.
grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice.
Hang on, what happened
From
to the
everything
first
I've
one?
read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our research
what have you
vessel.
heard?
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, tactical officer and chief of security on the U.S.S. Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
That's a cool looking ship. They did a good job of the scale as well. It feels
The
like a big
U.S.S.
spaceship,
Resolute.
you know, rather than like a little toy or
She may
something.
not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunctioned. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency.
Star Trek loves technical
It was more than she could
specification
handle.
talk.
Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Flippin' heck.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means
We're being
to
nice.
be a crew.
We're being nice.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
Did you lose any of those?
Did you lose anyone close to you?
Too many. And to that, I'll just say, you have big shoes to fill. Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Thanks for the heads up.
Thank you. Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region.
Okay, so we already had a little look at this with Ensign Calloway. Jara's made a good first impression with Commander Ermont, coming off as inquisitive and appreciative while showing empathy for what the crew of the Resolute suffered. So I have a feeling my Be a Nice Person playthrough is going to work with some of these people, like these guys probably, but there's going to be like, I don't know, some sort of Klingon or something like that, who, or just a human who's like been through like maybe they said the Dominion War, so maybe like they've been through the rough side of that, and they're like, don't you know, give the benefit of the doubt, be like grumpy, be always like judging and like things like that. And I think that they're going to be the ones that I'm not going to win over with this playthrough.
Let the
style.
captain brief you on
We'll see.
board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Oh, we'll be ready. Although it is always in Star Trek where like the ship's not quite ready. So they don't have like certain things that they need, like, oh, torpedoes can't fire or whatever it is.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Find the plasma torch. What do we think of plasma? I think that looks like a plasma torch. What are the other things like? I want to know now. Hyper spanner. And a coil spanner as well. Yeah, this is way too. Dialogue's up. Aim sensitivity needs to be way up. Oh my goodness, it's awful, isn't it? Let's crank that all the way up to the top. Crank that one up as well. Oh, it's just shocking. All right. Hopefully that will improve later on. Yeah, okay. Not really. Oh, okay, I see. Oh no. Mini games. And because the sensitivity is kind of rubbish, it makes that kind of harder. Maybe that's why the sensitivity is a bit rubbish. Maybe it's so that these mini games aren't too easy. Boom. Do I actually have to turn my mouse? Oh, look at that. You could see me right now. I'm like in a very weird position, trying to turn my mouse.
And that...
Ding.
is that.
I feel like I've done something. I want to do more engineering. I'd play a game where it's all just stuff like that. It's called Star Trek Engineer, and you're literally just working as an engineer in a spaceship doing like.
I thought the thing was
those sort of
totally
things.
fried.
Oh, she's a thingy.
Nice work, Carter.
I can't remember what they're called now.
Nothing
That's from
to it,
Deep Space
Millie.
Nine.
And not a moment
Quill?
too soon.
No.
The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
So this is our second character. Shift to run. Okay, yeah, the sensitivity is much better now. I don't know why I just went to pick up the probe.
Come on!
Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than zero G. You're welcome.
Oh, we helped. Flipping it. Okay, I need
Carter
to.
Diaz!
One minute. We're still getting things how we want them. Let's try. Ah, yeah, that's better.
So clean I can see myself. And you know what? Not half bad.
Oh no, he's gonna be annoying, isn't he? We should probably just get
Hurry up!
keep moving. We helped with the probe though. That's something. Not running anymore for some reason. Everyone seems to be. Oh yeah, because the ship got absolutely mothered, so they're getting it all prepped, ready to go, aren't they? I remember
Engineering.
now.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovok called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging
Let's go with
upside
we can
down
handle.
makes
Let's
me
go with
queasy.
optimism.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
That's what I was going for. Contagious optimism.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovok.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed
A
Salar,
Vulcan.
Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsalar on repeated occasions.
Let's go a bit cheeky, shall we? He seems like he's that sort of person.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
He's not our biggest fan then.
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
We'll be ready.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes,
don't-
Commander Chovak.
I don't think we've really won over the Vulcan, but I think
All hands on deck.
Vulcans are quite hard to win
What's
over,
that?
right?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out, and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
Let's go with 2. Let's
Consequences
big up
be
our own
damned.
importance, right?
It all comes down to us, Nilly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's him.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's
We've
for
got to
sure.
give them a chance, yeah.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt.
Can't be too moody now, can we?
Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Welcome aboard. I don't really know what to say.
I'm
with
gonna
that.
take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me
I
now.
quite like
Maybe
the
Carter can
dialogue.
rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
The dialogue in this game is pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way it's written.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go. See you on the other side.
Oh no. That usually means something bad's about to happen, right? I like the
Activating
speed.
magnetic souls.
The speed that this game's moving at. It's not like making you do everything, but it's giving you enough of the story and the like interactivity so that you're part of it, but you're not sitting there trying to like get through like the boring bits sort of thing. Like it's moving at quite a nice pace. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pace continues throughout the game and how long the game actually is. Oh, cool. I'm liking this.
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
Sorry, my computer's a little jittery. I put it down. I might put the graphics quality down a little bit. It's because I usually record on a console using like my capture card, but I'm using PC to capture because this is on Steam. So it might get a little bit jittery. If it keeps that way, I will probably. What a great transition, by the way, to the other character we're playing as. Just really appreciate that. I'm liking this game already. But yeah, if
Captain
it keeps getting
Solano should be here
jittery and a
momentarily.
little bit funky, I'll take the settings down a little bit more. Haven't got the greatest gaming PC, I'm afraid.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Interesting. So we've got something. We're like basically addicted to a drug because of what? Either genetics, something like experimentation, or just a natural thing that is about the race that we are. I'm sure anyone who's watching this who is an actual Star Trek fan is now either shouting at the screen or leaving the video because I don't know what a cobelioid, I think they said it is. I apologize. I do like Star Trek, but I'm not like a super fan, so I don't know all of like the races. I don't know all of like the kind of backstories to different things, and like I've seen like most, or I've seen bits of the original series, nearly all of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and bits of Voyager, and then more recently, the Strange New Worlds. What a show! That it's really like rekindled my love for like Star Trek. And Discovery was okay. I think they just kind of lost their way a little bit. It's not as enjoyable in the later seasons. But yeah, still fun. Still Star Trek, do you know what I mean? Ooh. A globe.
Can't wait to plot a course myself.
I do.
Jara Ryday.
Who the heck are you?
Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy.
I wanted to
You'd
go.
already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrit Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
All right, Captain.
I could
sorry.
not be happier to have you on the Resolute.
Maybe knock
The
first, though.
regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship.
That's
Deserves a
enough
bit
for
of
me.
fanfare.
We're being nice, aren't we?
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months.
I wanted to get something
The
from
ship
the
suffered some
replicator.
damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
Let's go with I don't know the details.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained, probably because they want to protect me. But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with
It's
the
a rough one, isn't it?
consequences.
We have to move on.
You have to look to the future. You can't dwell on the past, on things you can't change.
There's nothing that can be done about it now. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work.
I'm gonna say you can rely on
To
me.
go sideways.
Whether I agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a fault.
Yeah.
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Because if we make a
At the end of
decision
the
and we
day,
realize
it
it's a
has to be
bad
my
one.
call. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
We're into the mission.
Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
So basically, we're being sent into the eye of a storm, more powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying. You have my
between 2 and 3, I would be honored. Still have a lot to learn. I'm gonna go with 3.
Thank you. But I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way. Come.
We like that.
Let me introduce you to the crew.
Got the crew. We got the captain on our side, and we're gonna. Can we get? Oh, I think we missed out on getting a little replicator food. Damn it. She must be hungry. Whoa. Like I said, it's a little bit juddery. It's just when it loads new sections, I think. And this is going to be our crew. Everyone's very shiny, I will say. I probably could have taken the shine down a little bit.
If I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek,
We're all
new
glistening.
first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
The honor is mine. We're gonna be kind again.
The honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done.
1 or 2.
But you definitely set a standard to strive for.
I'm gonna go 2. That's very flattering.
I don't know what to say. That's incredibly flattering, thank you.
I hope someday I can follow in your footsteps.
I'm sure you will.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. Have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Ooh. Sit in the captain's chair when ready. It's going to be a big moment. Right, do we need to talk to anyone before we sit in the captain's chair? Probably not. I will just say the pilot at nearly every Star Trek is a cocky flyboy who's like, I'm so good and not humble. It just seems to be the go-to.
Tactical station. Hopefully a diplomatic mission won't require we use our weapons much. But if it comes to that, we'll be ready.
I quite like the design. This is looking good. It's not like... It's similar, but it's unique, you know?
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Let's do it. Doesn't seem like there's anything else I can do.
Mission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
There you go. Smashed it.
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
Time to move. But before we do, we're going to stop there, because I think we're around about half hour, and I'm going to be doing half-hour segments for this game, like I did, or am doing. I'm not sure when I'm publishing these. I'm just kind of recording stuff in advance. So, like I'm doing with my other playthroughs, yeah, half-hour segments, and then we'll... I'm thinking I will also do one long video at the end of all of my half-hour videos just put together into one. So you can watch the whole playthrough if you want, or you can watch them as like individual videos. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this new game. I'm actually really enjoying the writing. Sometimes stuff like this can get too cringy and can feel really forced and just like inorganic. It just doesn't work. But I'm really enjoying it. I quite like the writing. The story already is quite interesting, and we're going into this big old storm. Like, feels very Star Trek-y with all like the details that they give us and stuff like that, and the what's it called? Like the relationships you're building within the crew already as well. So, you know, I love this. So you're not really guessing on how well you've done with like when you're talking to people. You can go on and see, okay, my last discussion went well. Like, Captain Solano is reassured by my modesty and leadership potential after our first meeting. So we're on a good start already. And like Carter, I think this one will be like, found Carter to be cheeky and cavalier when he and Elstar were almost late in main engineering. So he's not loving us. But Officer Maris is. She's like, yeah, encouraged by the warm reception, holding out hope there might be some chemistry between them. Hello, romance. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this game so far, and it's only been the first half hour, so looking forward to playing more. And if you are as well, come back to see the next bit of the story, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you.